Hello everybody, Christian from Treasure Town here, and today we're going to be going over the next 10 days of auctions. As you can see, it is a record amount of items right here that are all going to be for sale over in my Whatnot sales. Right here, we've got tomorrow night's Wednesday, the 19th, 7 p.m. Eastern Time auction. We've got a 585 lot blowout sale with almost all sudden death finishes on the 20th, Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. There's going to be hundreds of ancient medieval coins in addition to some great U.S. and world selections. And then we've got the start. There's going to be another follow-up video on Monday with a consignment unboxing, which will preview some of the items from. But this will be next Tuesday's sale, which should be the 25th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So we'll do a lot viewing. I'm not going to talk about these quite as much just because there's so many coins there. All of these have been pre-uploaded. These two, I have not pre-uploaded this sale yet, but I'm really excited. We'll go coin by coin through this big 250 lot auction. Again, not going to do the 585 coin one, but then we'll walk through this one as well. It's a pretty big sale. So excited, and let's get right into the lot viewing. And let's start out with the graded items. I think you'll be pretty impressed by some of the offerings. This first is, and these are almost always very cleaned, but this is a straight graded Mint-State 62 1953 Cuban peso. Definitely a better item, and I think it should sell for a good bit. But I think that'll be a theme of the auction in its entirety. We have a Jewish War graded fine Pruda of year 2 from ancient Judea. We've got an SMS FS 106 price guide is 200 on this coin. Specimen 66 BCGS double die obverse. We've got a really nice looking toned 1944 World War II quarter from the United States. We've got an Aquileia, Valens Roman Imperial Numis coin, AE3, pretty nice reverse. We've got a 1998 Cuban 1 centavo, and then a beautiful Mint-State 64 1952 toned. It's a little bit better toned on the reverse, but 1952, 10 centavos. It's going to be silver, but just getting started on the graded front. We've got a Mint-State 61 1916 Buffalo nickel. We've got a Proof 67 Roosevelt dime from 1961. And then we've got, with a little bit of interesting toning, let me see if I can show the bottom there, an Ike dollar bicentennial type 1, and then a toned Proof 67 deep cam Ike dollar, also bicentennial. Continuing on, we've got a heavy cameo. We've got special mint set quarter, another heavy cameo. These are these old soapbox holders, 1969S, and then a 1961 Franklin half dollar. We've got over here, we've got another Ike dollar SMS. We've got an 1881 Mint-State 62. We've got an error coin, doubled edge lettering, and a pretty nice higher end 1689 William and Mary half crown from England. And then lastly, on the graded front, we've got an SMS birth and childhood Lincoln. We've got a Numerian nicer graded Aurelianus or Antonianus. We've got a Proof 67 red penny and Maximian Choice XF Aurelianianus. And then we've got a gold phantom from India in AU58 by NGC. So that's a massive selection of graded items. I think people will be excited about those. Next up, maybe we'll get into some of my consignments, which are mostly internal consignments over here, and then we'll get into some of the paper money, and there's a wide selection, as you'll see. And I try to do better and better each time. 1923 peace dollar, 1943 toned war nickel. We've got an 1882. This would be so pretty if it wasn't cleaned. 1882, and take a look at that reverse. There's still some nice elements on it. Morgan silver dollar. We've got a 1946 Roosevelt dime, 1854 Napoleon 10 centimes, and a very nice looking 1859 2 centesimi from Tuscany. On the Kopeck and jetons front, 1771, and then this nice Louis the 13th jeton with him striding on horseback. We've got a smaller portrait over there, and then a pretty nice earlier 1566 scales one of Charles the Ninth. So good mix over there. Next up, I think we'll do world, then paper. Or no, this is U.S. Okay, so not gonna, I'm probably not known for my U.S. offerings, but I think there's always a good mix. 1848 cent, Canadian dollar, Flying Eagle, another Cornet head large cent. There's actually a fair amount. 1935 maybe S, Peace dollar, 1896 Morgan dollar, 91 with a bit of old toning or like muted toning. 1887, that one looks pretty good. We've got our usual mix of some errors, including a nice broad-struck quarter. East India Company 20 cash is always of interest. And let's finish off the rest of the US. Again, don't have a massive inventory of it, but there's a 5 Reichsmark and a 2 Reichsmark. We've got 2 VDB pennies, a tiny little group lot, and this one's actually a nicer one, 1805 Irish bank token. I think it's a 10 pence. I sold a 1 pence the other day. This one's cool. It's got the beginnings of a rim clip, 1921 Morgan silver dollar, and then over here it's a nice struck through lamination error piece dollar. Might start that one at a higher start just because it's pretty nice. This crazy toned Washington quarter, 1935 Peru, and a 10 franc. More Colombian halves, nice Morgan dollar, 1883 V-nickel, 1866 shield cent, 1901, mixing things out with some barber quarters, old Washington quarter, all that sort of thing. So yeah, I was happy with the U.S. selection that we were able to get together for the sale. Let me move this over here, and we will immediately, I think I'll sort of leave a little bit of intrigue or surprise in the form of these guys. These are some paper group lots of, looks like Belgium. Don't exactly know what that is going to be. Possibly a African note. And then here we've got Spain and what looks like Russia in back of it. And then here we've got a cool 1877 $35 Equitable Trust Company, or 1874. Really kind of a neat coupon that I thought was super fun, and I wanted to sell on its own. So actually we'll switch it up and we'll go world first, and then we'll do some of the ancients. So see if I can get this done in 2 handfuls. Looks like we got some of our Mexican. Still have a decent supply of these, but over time lessening. Here's a pretty significant 1739 8 reals coin. We've got some German 3 marks. Got a nicer 1669 Swedish coin, a Tabaristan Hemidram, mix of Islamic coins, including a nice Ayubid al-Kamil Muhammad issue. And then, yeah, lots of Aksha, Moroccan. Oh, I do have one more of these nice, that I have a few more of Umayyad Durham, but one more really nice Khusro the second. There's a Khusro the first. We've got a silver Armenian denier. That's kind of nice. Looks like a Picciolo, Denaro, Crusader States, and a nice Armenian Takvorin. But I've never seen one of those Cilician deniers. So that will be of note, I would think, especially for people who have checked out some of the auctions in the past. Here we've got Afsharid, and a nice, that looks like Artikids of Mardin, maybe Gorid, Almahad, Seljuks of Rum. Oh, we got nice Celtic quinary of a new type, Kudochi, it looks like. New Jersey, we've got a half mark, we've got a nice Cuban uncirculated, we've got a big group of stuff here. 5 pesetas from Spain, 1871, Gothic florin. We've got, what is that? That looks super old. 1723, possibly 6 shilling coin. That's a nice coin too. That one's a better one. 1818, 1 thaler from Prussia. This is going to be a big sale. Colombia, Panama, Russian wire money, few more Mexican items. This sale could easily be many, you know, I don't think it would touch 5 figures, but it wouldn't be totally out of the order, like crazy. Juliana, we've got a few more Celtic Quinary, all decent portrait types. Teresa Restrike, we've got an Utrecht, West Friesland, and Zealand, I believe. Duets, nice 1856 item, and then another Afsharid 6 Shahi. We do have some giveaways that we're going to sprinkle in. We've got some Barber Quarters and a Bayezid Aksha. And then time for the Ancient Onslaught. There's a lot of them today. So, yeah, going to be a very nice mix of, here we've got some Byzantine with some decent details on it. It's going to be an anonymous Christ phallus. So, good mix there. Nice front-facing portrait, I believe, of Arcadius, Divus Constantine the Great. A well-silvered Antoninianus right there. A nice Syrophoenician tetradrachm with a great star eagle portrait. Bust of Tyche there. Another dram. Then we've got Hungarian items, Istros unit, Probus, and a great, there's a really nice posthumous coin, denarius, and an Indo-Scythian unit, Celtic Quinarius, more denarii here, ancient Greek, ancient Judean, and I think a lot of those themes will continue, and then we'll also be able to introduce some other new, never tried before coins. Here's a large 28 stivers from the Netherlands, and I'm actually not sure what that Greek coin is. We've got a Strasbourg dinar. We've got, that's a really nice, looks like Constantius the second, but some great different types here. Romulus and Remus, really clear looking on that one. That one looks quite interesting. Maybe Roman provincial. Right here, that looks like a Himyar fraction possibly, but gonna have a big, there's more Byzantine, Judean War ungraded, lot of interesting, nice Tetrarchy phallus, Pontus Amisos unit. There's a really nice looking, at least good detail, and will be pretty valuable, Alexandria tetradrachm. Ooh, and we do have a Rhodes dram that snuck in here with really nice detail. Miletos Diable, nice group here, awesome. So let's keep on moving. Should be a little bit more, and I spot a little bit of random world silver that's sort of gotten thrown in this mix, but might take just a touch more, a few more handfuls. Nice Parthian dram, bigger Byzantine coin, more Byzantine items, some attractive eye appeal Roman and Roman provincial ancient coins, Licinius, a lot of the Licinius Constantinian era, just with great eye appeal. So I think people are going to be excited about those. More world silver, it looks like 6 in total across Austria and Germany for some of their Olympic commemoratives, which are similarly quite popular. And we'll be doing a mix of sort of sudden death and some longer auctions. Make sure to request what you're interested in. We've got Byzantine, Roman provincial. These are the Judean Pruda coins, which I was able to get a few of. Really nice Tacitus coin, a Probus well silvered, and a chunky denarius coin right there, pretty large. Celtic Quinarius, and a few other. That one looks like a Augustus counterstamp, and a really nice, I want to say that's Bactrian coin, Japanese silver. So it's going to be intense. Huge sale with a lot in it for all types of coin collectors. And if you've never purchased before, again, you do get a nice sign-up bonus. Here, this is a great planchet. Super, still all there. Most of them are going to be a bit more cut down. This is interesting. Here's a Foray denarius of, it says Brutus as the moneyer down there. And this is a real one of Cnaeus Pompey the Younger. That one I'd have to start at like 110 or something. But these are my first real Roman Republican denarius, as opposed to some of the forays that I've sold, which I've sold as forays, so it's fine. But we've got Antoniani. That one is a really interesting and rare historical issue of Philippi. And so we've got some interesting Greek coins that date back a fair amount here. Alexander the Great right there. Yeah, great mix. So very excited. Salinina, that's going to round out, and a few Byzantine items going to round out that sale. So let's now jump into the following weeks, and we'll get right into that. And like I said, the Thursday the 20th auction right in front of us. Not going to talk about it for too long, but we've got tons of ancient Roman, some Greek, some Byzantine, some Celtic, silver, Roman provincial, and a lot of it is going to be not like incredible condition, but a fair amount of it is pretty decent. Got a little bit of gold and some just general blowout items. There's also a fair amount of varieties. I would just say generally, so you're aware, it's going to be 10 to 15 second sudden death auctions where the starting bid is like $4 or $5 for most of the varieties, and probably $8 to $10 for most of the world and ancient. And it'll be really fun. There will be a few where I'll do runoffs, like Celtic. Got a few gold phantoms. You know, if I need to get like $55 or $65 on something, I'll probably start it at like 50. So anyways, excited for that. But let's take a look at next week's sale as well. And I'm going to try to speed through a fair amount of it, but I do want to highlight a lot of the gorgeous ancients that will be available in different types. This was a small collection that I had in on consignment with some new, have never sold. That's a really nice looking with the Consulto. I always forget exactly the acronym. Nice anonymous phallus. Really nice Cistercius of Severina, or maybe I'm not exactly sure which ruler that is. A little bit embarrassing, but it's great to have a good team that can do a lot of the additional identification, and I learn it as I auction the items over time. But yeah, nice Antoniani, another Pontus Amiso strike, a few provincial smaller tetradrams. That's going to be a great mix of interesting ancients, and maybe trying to think. Here we've got some of the consigned items, which we'll be doing a full video on Monday. So just look out for those. Those will all be uploaded. I don't want to spoil everything. Some of the highlight items there are going to be this 1780 2 real, and there's going to be some raw stuff that you want to look out for. A Unk Details Morgan dollar, but those will all have good videos on not too long from now. It's going to be a bit of a slimmer US section, which is okay. I may add a little bit to it, but we've got some Morgans, some V-nickels, actually a pretty nice 1878, I think S, toned Morgan silver dollar. That could be like a $80. I don't know. That could bid high. Some nice toned Kennedy halves, piece earlier Morgans, Colombian Kamem halves, and then some cornet head large cents. Actually a pretty generous selection of them. I'd forgotten how many I'd put in here. And then some seeded items of different dates. So should be fun. That's also, it's hold, but a Long Island tercentenary. That'll be a good item to sell and see how we do with it. I don't think I've ever sold a Long Island, so should be cool. Nothing crazy on the graded side that isn't in the consignments. Actually, that's kind of cool. Old green holder, and maybe I've forgotten some of what. Oh, actually, never mind. Here's a really cool 1943 ANAX Mid-State 63 Walking Liberty $50. We've got a Proof 70 Ultra Cameo American Innovators dollar and a 67 Proof Like. And then right here we've got a double die obverse Proof 67 Phoebus Stanton 101 1970s. We're going to do a little bit more with paper money than we normally do. We've got Hawaii notes and then a mix of like not super expensive, just older type currency, and then we've got a few of these group lot world currency of about 20 notes that extend for a fair amount of range. This is my favorite of the graded coins, actually, this Cuban 40 centavos mint state 63 with great toning. I bought like a 40, 20, 10 set, and this is like the last one and probably by far the most expensive because I think the toning is really pretty and it's not a super accessible coin. 1958 Cuban 1 centavo, Judean Jewish War Pruda, and then a nice looking Theodosius Nummus and one of these Lincoln first day ceremonies. Already talked about the consignment coins. Let's get into some of these, and that's a cool toner Mexican item. A fair amount of the similar recurring themes on the Islamic side, getting a little bit lower on supply on some of those, but we've got some really nice condition Denaro and then a Tac Warren. I'm also going to be adding a fair amount to this sale. I have a lot of just like regular random world silver coins that I'm going to be like boosting this one with. So those will come later, but should be interesting. We've got Juliana, some Mexican coins, nice Strasbourg dinar, 1856, two Sicilies, Afsharid, Turkoman, Artikids. That looks Mentesha, a nice Rasalid item, Almohad, Arab Bukharan, Seljuks of Rum, Celtic Quinary. There's a decent supply here. I'm happy I was able to pick up like another 15, and so I'm going to sell them pretty quickly. New Jersey copper right there, Peruvian item, Iranian, Hyderabad rupee, Bengal presidency. There's the German 3 mark and a 1 mark coin on both of these fronts. Worn jeton, British Honduras, nice Edward VII Indian coin, 2 Polish Lithuanian items, Canadian dollar. There's an Italian one, and then we got some nice Yvonne wires and a mix of other large Mexican world silver stuff. So great assortment in my opinion, and sorry I'm probably getting a little bit more tired with the lot viewing, which could be good if people tune out and then some of this stuff is more available at lower cost, so I gotta watch out, try to stay on my A game here. Right here we've got Pontus Amisos, 2 coins there, really nice looking Denarius and a Rhodes Dram. I forget exactly the magistrate, but that was always included. We've got a nice looking Diabol from Miletos, some Byzantine items here, and that one's a nice Phrygian Apamæan with the eagle. Really cool item. Sasanian Dram, very sharp Antonianus from a little bit older stock. Syro-Phoenician Tetradram, Hungarian items, again, Moesia, different Antoniani, nice Litra. There's a cool Pruda, nice silver jeton from 1728, and some better condition Pruda items. What else? As we progress here, we've got, let's see, need to get a better way of doing this, but I do like the video format. That's a nice Constantinople commemorative, and that is going to be a spearing soldier type, and good mix Strasbourg dinar. That one's a really sharp looking coin. Wow, nice. The Vought PR inscribing shield type, sharp 4th century bronzes. That one looks like it is a probably Himyar fraction, and this is a Persis fraction. We've got a Marcius blowing the flutes, and then some Byzantine items. Actually, some decent ones. Nice Trachea coin right there. Anonymous Phallus, really sharp Julian the Apostate, and then looks like some good Roman provincial tetradrams. I think I had a few extra in this one, more than I normally sell, so good for people who are interested in that. Lycia Phasalis Stater, earlier Sasanian drams, and I always try to get a mix of some stuff in there that's going to try to hopefully sell for $80-$90. Some could sell for 100 plus. Others of it is going to be like in the $15 to $25 range, and it's good to have stuff for all types of collectors. Here's a nicer item, Maximian Roman Provincial Tetradrachm. There's a great two-facing types, Roman Provincial, Medieval India, Anonymous Phallus right there. That's another nice Roman Provincial coin, some Tetrarchy Phallus, and then of course a little bit of German silver. Here's some of the less super expensive coins, which are again important part of the sales, because I care about catering to all different types of collectors. Right here we've got a pretty nice, has some sort of luster or just an old look to it, that where there's still attractive portraits on it. That's a more worn Salinina coin. Bunch of Byzantine fractions, Roman Provincial. That's a sharp Aurelian, and then we've got that looks like Trajan denarius. Unclear what that is. That will be probably the cheapest coin of the sale right there. Maybe this will be. Dang, some tougher shape items here for sure, but those will probably go cheaper and then be a good pickup. Here's some type of small Sasanian dram, and that one looks like an earlier portrait type, so it could be interesting if you can get past some of the advanced planchet condition, but could be some more unique types. Those were bought out of a big group lot. And then our last coins here are going to be also in mixed Probus, maybe Maximian, Constantine. That one's in better shape, as is that one. These few nice Salinina, more Silver Antonianus. The Vic Aug is a bit better. Those are always tougher to find. Another probably Greek item, and here's two Janiform heads. That's a pretty interesting type as well. We'll likely bid for a bit more. Nice Alexander the Great item, and then a Philip unit, and then back here, a few more 4th century bronzes. But that's going to wrap it up. Again, going to add a few more, probably not as much on the ancients, but US and certainly world will be bolstered, and looking forward to seeing you on those auctions. Should be a super fun time. Thanks for watching the video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, be sure to visit our website, treasuretown.com, to stay up to date on everything going on the channel and possibly get some great deals on coins and collectibles. We look forward to seeing you on our future videos, and best wishes until then.